Do you know how Jeff Bezos went from working a desk job to becoming the richest man in the world? This isn't just a success story. It's a blueprint for how to spot a wave early, take bold action, and build something the world can't. Jeffrey Preston Bezos was born in 1964 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. His mother was just 17. His father left shortly after Jeff was born. Later, he was adopted by Miguel Bezos, a Cuban immigrant who came to the U.S. alone as a teenager. From childhood, Jeff showed signs of deep curiosity. He dismantled toys to see how they worked, turned his garage into a lab, and even built an electric alarm system to keep his siblings out of his room. By the time he graduated high school, his valedictorian speech predicted that humanity will colonize space. Even back then, he was thinking big. Jeff studied computer science and electrical engineering at Princeton. After graduating, he worked on Wall Street. He wasn't just another employee. He was a rising star. At D.E. Shaw, a top hedge fund, he became one of the youngest vice presidents in company history. By 1994, Jeff had everything most people dream of: a prestigious job, a high salary, a secure future. But then, he saw a number that changed everything. Internet usage was growing at 300% per year. Most people ignored it. Jeff didn't. He asked himself, what's the smartest business I can build around this growth? Answer: selling books. He quit his job, packed up a car, and drove across the country with his wife Mackenzie to Seattle. There, in his garage, he built the first version of Amazon. The team used wooden doors as desks. They shipped boxes by hand. They even rang a bell every time an order came in. But this wasn't just a bookstore. It was the seed of something much bigger. A customer-obsessed company that would eventually sell everything. Jeff's motto: get big fast, but also be patient. Because for many years, Amazon didn't make a profit. Investors panicked, but Bezos didn't blink. He told shareholders, "We are not here to optimize for short-term profits. We are here to build something that lasts." While others chased quarterly earnings, Jeff chased long-term dominance. He launched Amazon Prime, faster delivery, loyalty locked in, Kindle, revolutionized how we read books. AWS, Amazon Web Services, a cloud computing business that now powers a huge part of the internet. Each idea seemed risky. Each one paid off massively. He reinvested every dollar into logistics, algorithms, customer experience. While competitors focused on profits, Bezos focused on infrastructure. Bezos' philosophy is built around one thing: long-term thinking. He asks, what won't change in the next 10 years? His answer: people will always want lower prices, faster delivery, and reliable service. So he built systems to deliver that at massive scale. Another secret to his success: he makes high-quality decisions with limited information. He doesn't wait for perfect data. He acts fast and corrects fast. In 2000, while Amazon was still young, Jeff founded Blue Origin, a space exploration company. His vision? Millions of people living and working in space. Most people laughed. Today, Blue Origin competes with SpaceX to build the future of space travel. He also bought the Washington Post, transforming a declining newspaper into a digital powerhouse. Bezos is often described as intense, relentless, demanding. He expects high standards, but he also gives his teams freedom to innovate and fail. Not everyone agrees with his methods. Amazon has faced criticism over labor practices and market dominance. But no one denies this. Jeff Bezos reshaped how the world shops, reads, and even thinks about business. So what can you learn from him? See the trend before the world does. Take bold bets. even if people laugh. Focus on the customer, not the competition. And always, always think
And now
long-term.
I want to show you a short illustration about Jeff Bezos' journey.
In the summer of 1994, the air in a Bellevue, Washington garage was thick with the scent of old paper and new ambition. This was not just any garage. It was the birthplace of a revolution, though honestly, few could see it at the time. A young man named Jeff Bezos, with a booming laugh and an intense focus, stood amid stacks of books. He wasn't just surrounded by stories printed on pages, he was surrounded by the raw materials of his own epic tale. The internet was a strange and new frontier, a digital wilderness that most people didn't understand or trust. The idea of buying something as tactile and personal as a book through a computer screen seemed, well, absurd to many. It was a concept that existed more in science fiction than in everyday reality. The garage itself was a humble beginning for such a grand vision. A makeshift desk, cobbled together from a wooden door and some simple sawhorses, served as the command center. Wires snaked across the concrete floor, connecting clunky computers to the fledgling World Wide Web. Bezos saw past the concrete walls and the limited physical space. He envisioned a bookstore with infinite shelves, a place that could hold every book ever printed, accessible to anyone with a dial-up modem. This was a library of dreams, not just for the readers who would one day visit his site, but for himself. He was building a new kind of company, one that lived in the ether, unbound by the constraints of brick and mortar. His early team was small, composed of a few believers who shared his excitement for this uncharted territory. They worked long hours, fueled by cheap pizza and the electrifying possibility that they were on the verge of something big. They packed the books themselves, kneeling on the hard floor, carefully placing each order into a box. Every package sent out was more than just a product. It was a message. It told the world that a new way of doing business was possible. It was a testament to the idea that trust could be built through a screen, and that a small operation in a garage could connect with a customer hundreds or thousands of miles away. The skepticism from the outside world was immense. Friends, family, and seasoned business experts all questioned his logic. Why would anyone leave a high-paying, prestigious job on Wall Street for such a risky venture? The internet was a fad, they said. People would always prefer the experience of a physical bookstore, the ability to browse the aisles and feel the books in their hands. But Bezos heard a different story in the data. He saw the internet's growth rate, 2,300% a year, and knew it was a wave that would change everything. He wasn't just selling books, he was betting on the future itself. Before the garage, there was a choice. A life-altering decision made during a cross-country drive from New York to Seattle. Jeff Bezos was a senior vice president at a successful Wall Street firm, D.E. Shaw and Company. He had a great job, a secure future, and the respect of his peers. He was on a clear path to immense financial success in the traditional sense. But the explosive growth of the internet had captured his imagination, planting an idea that he simply could not ignore. He saw a unique opportunity, a once-in-a-generation shift in how the world would work, and he felt an unstoppable pull to be a part of it. He had to decide between the comfort of the known and the thrill of the unknown. He presented the idea of an online bookstore to his boss, who listened patiently. His boss acknowledged it was a good idea, but said it would be a better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job. This sensible advice gave Bezos pause. He took a few days to think, walking through Central Park, weighing the pros and cons. He tried to imagine himself at 80 years old. Looking back on his life, he knew he wouldn't regret trying and failing, but he was absolutely certain he would regret never trying at all. He called this his regret minimization framework, a logical approach to a deeply personal and emotional decision. The choice was made. He would leave the safety of Wall Street. He would trade his stable career for a gamble. His wife, Mackenzie, supported his decision, and together they embarked on the long road trip west to start their new life.
Subscribe to see more videos like this.